Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully for good. The internet won't kick us out this time, as we tried to do a live stream Friday night and it didn't work. So here are the replays of our action from Friday night with the Full Throttle Racing Touring Cars Association 1998 rounds 19, 20 and 21 here at the Interlagos, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to do the samba. And these guys have done their qualifying in the Group 4 Atenza, but they are painted to look like the old 1998 British Touring Car Series. This has been an absolute banger. And ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this is the last one, the last rounds. They're going to put the Atenza to bed, and they're going to pick a new car for the new season going forwards. And yes, we very much look forward to seeing what they are going to come up with here on Thingamajig's Racing Channel. So these guys have qualified. They have some tyre rules. They have to use a hard set of tyres for at least one of the rounds in this meeting of these three, but they're not allowed every week to choose, say, round one. They can put the hards on every round. They've got to alternate. So if last week they used them on round one and the week before they used them in round two, then this one they would have to use them in round three, say. I haven't kept up with who's been using them, and that's down to you guys. You're the keen eyes out there to keep an eye on how this has been going. Right, I have a table, ladies and gentlemen, a championship table as we come in to this final round. Both championships have been wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. McEwen has won the Drivers' Championship on 318 points, but we've got a close battle behind, with McIntosh in second on 239, New in third on 230, and Schauler in fourth on 227. Willows is fifth on 175, with Piper in sixth on 166. Pointer is seventh on 148. Sharp is eighth on 142. Graham is ninth on 120. Roderick is 10th on 85. Ellis is 11th on 69.5, with Welsh 12th on 55 points. Spate is 13th on 23 points, and Dickox is 14th on 11 points. The manufacturer's table is looking a little bit like this, with Nissan taking the crown in first place on 545 points. In second place is Team Mondeo, the Ford, on 350 points, with Volvo in third on 323 points. Then we have Williams in fourth on 308.5 points, and they've got Team Peugeot fifth on 308 points, only half a point behind. Team Honda in sixth on 96 points, with Vauxhall in seventh on 78 points. It looks like the closest battle there is Williams and Peugeot coming into this final round. Right then, let us take a quick look, a gander, you may say, at the grid. On pole position then, ladies and gentlemen, it is not our current champion, but it's new. Hey, he's third. He only needs 9 points to try and kick off the Joker Man from that top slot. So Evil Dragon there is on pole, ladies and gentlemen. In second place, and they're starting on the normal medium tyres, it's Groot. Groot's got everything to play for. Sitting in fourth, he has to try and get himself past Joker Man and Evil Dragon to try and claim second in this championship. In third place, we have another Ford Mondeo of E. Graham, ladies and gentlemen. And he's missed a few rounds, but when he has been here, he has been a lightning fast. And a lot to look forward to here in this race. The Mondeo's absolutely going for that last push in this championship. in 4th place, we have Gaz Monkey, and he has used once a season, they can use a set of soft tyres, and Gaz Monkey has decided this is the race to use his soft tyres. So we have Gaz Monkey here in 4th on the grid. And then our champion, look, they've even changed the livery to champions. Thank the Lord, it looks beautiful. So that's McEwen, our champion, sitting in 5th. He's opted to use his hard tyres in this first race. So that's amazing qualifying from our man McEwen there. Then we have Adam, the first of us, in 6th place in the pug, and he also has qualified on hard tyres. So getting up into the middle of the pack on a set of hard tyres is quite a feat, ladies and gentlemen. Then we have St. Dash in 7th place. He's on a set of medium tyres, and I imagine he will be wanting to dispose of the 2 cars ahead of him quite quickly before he gets held up by the hard running cars. Then in 8th we have JW in the Volvo, and Volvo have split their cars as JW has qualified on a set of hard tyres as opposed to his teammate who is on a set of softs. Then in 9th in the Honda we have Wadwick, and he's just on a normal set of medium tyres, and he'll be looking to gain places, especially ahead of the Volvo ahead of him. And then we have the Vectras here at the back, Ghost of Leon in 10th, with Huds there in 11th. So that is how the grid is looking for this first race, ladies and gentlemen. And I think without further delay, we should crack on and get this race on. 12 laps of Interlagos, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be absolutely crack-a-lacking. So let's get them away. And it's a go here now with the Mondeo pulling away from Groot. But Groot, it's a tough battle between Groot and the Mondeo of Evil Dragon, fighting for position. No Williamses here at all. There isn't a Williams on the grid. So the Renaults have opposed to come to Brazil, I guess. They're on a stance. So Evil Dragon at the moment out there in the lead with Groot chasing. E. Graham in 3rd. We've got Gaz Monkey on those soft tyres, remember, being closely followed by our champion McEwen as they all enter the 3rd corner. And it's all Groot's been done by E. Graham. E. Graham finding a way past, and E. Graham helping out his teammate there, Evil Dragon, by taking points away from Groot in that all-important 2nd place. Now, with Williams not being here, I imagine Jokerman will fall down to 4th after Evil Dragon and Groot pick up all the points. Groot hard at it at the moment in 3rd, clinging on with Gaz Monkey on those soft tyres, starting to find a bit of traction. McEwen in 5th with the hards with St. Dash. He's got himself by one of the car, Adam, and Rodwick as well. Also a great start from Wadwick there, up to 7th ahead of Adam in 8th. As JW in 9th on those hard tyres, just ahead of the Vectras, and Hud's going a little wide there as Evil Dragon leads from his teammate E. Graham. Now is E. Graham working for our boy Evil Dragon as a tail gunner to keep Groot in his place there. Groot, though, he cannot be looking at blue for too long in this race. He needs to get by and get on the attack to Evil Dragon, and he's getting a bit of a toe now. He's moving out, picking up another toe into the braking zone, and E. Graham going very defensive there and making Groot's life an absolute misery as they make their way through the first part of the track. And now it looks like Groot may have a better drive than E. Graham out of the corner as they come down the straight. And it's side-by-side action, not quite side-by-side, but Groot could try and late. No, he's tucked in again behind E. Graham, and E. Graham really is keeping Groot in his place as Evil Dragon tries to run away with this one. But Gaz, remember, is on those soft tyres, and they will be lovely and sticky at this point. So I'm sure Gaz Monkey is going to be trying to find a way past these cars ahead. McEwen still holding on in mid-pack with those hard tyres, doing a fantastic job, but he's got St. Dash coming very close behind, and St. Dash is a man on a mission, ladies and gentlemen, to get that Peugeot up and into the top 5 in this first race. Wadwick is in 7th at the moment in the Honda, running ahead of Adam in his Peugeot. JW and Ghost of Leon are giving Adam a lot to think about behind. They're really keeping it close contact there to the Peugeot, and Adam cannot make a single mistake or they will punish him. Groot's gone ahead into the lead. Groot has gone into the lead. He's already got himself past E. Graham, and now he's going on the attack with the Mondeo. The Mondeo puts 2 wheels on the grass, which has obviously caused an effect up the hill as Groot gets the momentum and goes into the lead. Great stuff then here from Groot, as Evil Dragon now is being attacked by his teammate, and I'm sure there is team orders here. E. Graham does not figure in the top part of this championship, and he's just going to sit there in the background and see how these two get on, as Groot is around the outside now. He's on the inside, and it's put Evil Dragon off-footed. Where is Evil Dragon? Evil Dragon slipped down into 4th place there. Unbelievable stuff. Groot got his elbows out in the corner, and now he still leads, but now he's being chased by E. Graham, Gaz Monkey, McEwen getting through as well, and Evil Dragon, he's dropped like a rock, ladies and gentlemen, down to 6th. Adam's struggling against, Adam's coming back against Roderick. Roderick must have made a small mistake, and now Adam is up and at him in 7th place, as we've got this little battle here down for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th as they start doing battle here. And Groot is in the lead. Huds has dropped off the track a little bit as Groot leads from E. Graham and Gaz Monkey, but I mean, Groot wants maximum points he can get here to grab that 2nd place back in the championship, but he's not really racing E. Graham and Gaz Monkey in the championship. It's Evil Dragon he's got to keep an eye on, and Joker Man not even here to put up the battle anyway. So Evil Dragon is all on his own out there, trying to gain that, or keep that 2nd place. I think he's in 2nd at the moment. No, it's Joker Man who's in 2nd. In the championship, I mean. So Groot leads the way. E. Graham's going for the move, ladies and gents, and Gaz Monkey, remember, on those soft tyres. We're on lap 4 of 12 at the moment, and Groot then on the inside claims the corner. E. Graham can't do anything about him. In fact, he's lost a bit of momentum in the middle of the corner, and Gaz Monkey is coming on the attack now against the Volvo. In the Volvo against the Mondeo, with McEwen very tightly caught up behind on those racing hard tyres. McEwen doing an absolutely fabulous job in the championship winning Nissan. He's just ahead of Evil Dragon, and that is a worst case scenario for Evil Dragon. He really didn't want to be stuck behind Groot's teammate as they are battling, should we say, for 2nd in the championship. But at the moment, Groot leads from the Mondeo of E. Graham, and Gaz Monkey, a huge threat on those soft tyres ahead of the hard tired McEwen. Evil Dragon there in 5th place. He's got to try and get back into this race. He's still got 8 laps to try and get back on the rear derriere of McEwen and get on the attack. St. Dash is allowing his teammate through. He's gone past his teammate. No, he's being attacked by his teammate Adam on those hard tyres, though. St. Dash is on the mediums. So it's a tough battle here, inter-team battlage between Adam and St. Dash. We've got Wadwick in 8th, ahead of Ghost of Leon. JW slipped back, but JW is on those hard tyres with Huds again in 11th place. And out there in the lead then, Groot and Graham going toe-to-toe, ladies and gentlemen. E. Graham making the move, but Groot's on the inside now, but there's nothing there, and it's E. Graham that maintains the lead ahead of the group, with Gaz Monkey always a threat on those soft tyres, in amongst it in the top three, and McEwen, all he can do is sit there and watch as the top three jostle for position. Groot's gone back in the lead, and that is very tight there. E. Graham managing to stay on the outside there. It's a tricky corner. If you're going too fast, you can end up out on that green stuff, and it slows you right down. So Groot then in second, fighting with E. Graham, and Gaz Monkey just behind him on those soft tyres. And you feel that Gaz Monkey might be just biding his time here, ladies and gentlemen, letting these two race it out in front of him, and he's waiting for his moment before he just slips one up the inside. And Gaz Monkey at the moment got the best seat in the house, watching this battle up ahead, and Groot goes for the lead again against E. Graham, and he's got his nose just ahead, and now Gaz gets very close into it. He has to brake, or he's just, the momentum is going to put him in the back of the Mondeo. And now a good drive up the hill for Gaz Monkey and the Groot, nearly 3 wide as they make their way around and up towards the start finish to complete lap 5. Groot leads from E. Graham, and Gaz Monkey in third place, with McEwen just behind him, keeping an eye on things going on here. And Evil Dragon, unfortunately, pole sitter, losing out down there in 5th place. E. Graham, though, his teammate, trying to take points away from Groot to help his teammate out, and Gaz Monkey there is now under the attack of McEwen on the hard tyres, coming into the fray. And Gaz Monkey under a lot of pressure to say he was on the attack of the front pair just very recently. E. Graham then out there in the lead with the group chasing him down, and Gaz Monkey in third. Then we've got McEwen in fourth, with Evil Dragon in fifth, and that's no good for him. That's no good for him points wise. Adam in sixth, and he's on the hard tyres. He's gapped himself out a bit from the front runners, and St. Dash did lose that position to Adam in the end. Warwick in 8th, and he seems to be quite safe from Ghost of Leon. 40.9 from Ghost of Leon last time around. Warwick 42.4. I don't know how safe he is. If he's doing lap times like that, Ghost of Leon will be upon him pretty soon, as JW fights the Volvo around on those hard tyres, and Huds again on the mediums in 11th. There we go. E. Graham out there in the lead against the Groot, and McEwen has got himself ahead of the Gaz Monkey. Gaz Monkey on those soft tyres is falling back into the pack, ladies and gents, with Evil Dragon closing in as well. E. Graham out there in the lead, and it's the two Nissans in second and third, and the Mondeos first and fifth. What a battle we have going on here. And I'm sure Nissan are probably so pleased they've already won the championship, as Groot tries to go for a move, and E. Graham moving into the middle of the track. Defensive stance from the Graham, ladies and gentlemen. And McEwen's got himself up and into third ahead. I always knew that, ahead of the Gaz Monkey, with Evil Dragon now starting to apply himself against Gaz Monkey, looking for a move. Gaz Monkey sitting in the middle of the road, and Evil Dragon not being able to decide what side to go for, and at the moment still in fifth behind the Volvo, as we have a duelage up here at the front between E. Graham and the Groot. We are over halfway in this race at the moment. E. Graham getting into his rhythm, ladies and gentlemen. He looks rather comfortable out there in the lead, and Groot, I just don't know what he's going to do to get himself by that Mondeo. McEwen there playing tail gun. He's won the championship. There's no, the only thing for him at this point is just numbers of wins, statistics. But I think he's going to be a good teammate and sit behind the Groot there, as Evil Dragon then has got himself past the Gaz Monkey. Unfortunately for Gaz Monkey, those soft tyres not lighting up like he was hoping, and Evil Dragon now in fourth behind Groot's teammate. Adam and St. Dash in a ruck. Adam's gone very wide, and St. Dash then makes the position back up into 6th place, ahead of his Peugeot teammate. Warwick in 8th, ahead of Ghost of Leon, with JW in 10th, Hoods in 11th. E. Graham leads. He's the fastest man on the track at the moment, and E. Graham pulling away from the group now, and it looked like Evil Dragon is a little bit off the track there, fighting. Oh, he is really off the track now, is Evil Dragon. Oh, and he's been replaced back onto the track. That's tough stuff. So Gaz Monkey then reclaims 4th place. St. Dash moves up to 5th. Adam in 6th, with Warwick in 7th, and Evil Dragon has been relegated all the way down to 8th place there. How unfortunate for him. Ghost of Leon battling with JW. Ghost of Leon's got the inside line there, and Ghost of Leon claims the corner against JW. But JW is on those hard tyres, so he is fighting the elements, ladies and gentlemen. Hoods in 11th. E. Graham pulling away from the group now, just reeling off those fastest lap after fastest lap. And Groot then just sitting in front of his teammate, whom is champion. And Gaz Monkey on those soft tyres is knocking on the door of a podium at the moment. Adam, St. Dash and Warwick are all in it at the moment. And Adam leads them around. He's on those hard tyres at the moment, with St. Dash in 6th and Warwick in 7th. Evil Dragon must be having steam coming out of his ears after his replacement back on track. And Ghost of Leon is giving him a lot to think about there in 9th place, with the Volvo of JW in 10th. Hoods in 11th. But it's E. Graham at the moment. It's a masterclass, ladies and gentlemen, of touring cars around Interlagos, with E. Graham absolutely slamming Big Dick on the table. Groot in 2nd, with McEwen in 3rd. Gaz Monkey in 4th. And Adam there just ahead of his teammate St. Dash, who's under threat from Warwick. Roderick then having a little sniff, having a whiff of the fresh air up the side of St. Dash, and there's nothing doing there. St. Dash says, "You can get back, son." And Adam on those hard tyres doing a fabulous job ahead of the battling Peugeot and Honda, who are both on the medium tyres. Back up at the front, E. Graham gapping it out from the Groot. Groot matching his lap times, but unable to close back in on E. Graham. McEwen then under threat from the Gaz. Gaz really wants himself a podium here, you can tell. Volvo would love to finish the season with a podium, but McEwen just too fast for Gaz Monkey there. Groot in 2nd. Adam then in 5th, with Warwick. St. Dash has dropped off that battle, and Warwick fancies that 5th place ahead of Adam, or it is Adam's position at the moment. Evil Dragon in 8th, still absolutely reaming off those swear words inside the cabin of that Mondeo. He is livid with Polybaloney. Ghost of Leon in 9th, with JW in 10th and the Hoods in 11th. E. Graham leads from the Groot. And at this point, though, 2 laps to go. What can Groot do? He needs a mistake from E. Graham out there in the Mondeo. McEwen on those hard tyres, showing why he is the champion, ahead of Gaz Monkey on the soft tyres. And Gaz Monkey trying to find something to get himself up the inside of that Nissan, but the Nissan is just way too strong, ladies and gents. And Gaz Monkey is on a hiding to nothing. No, oh, maybe. It's looking good for Gaz Monkey into the hairpins. Gaz Monkey then up and into a podium position, but can he maintain against the McEwen? McEwen on the hard tyres, finding no grip whatsoever in the hairpins, and that is Gaz Monkey then claiming a 3rd spot for now. Groot in 2nd, with E. Graham there out there in the lead, and E. Graham just cruising, ladies and gentlemen, bringing this one home for a win for the Mondeos. Movement happened down here, lots of movement It's Warwick got past Adam. Evil Dragon's got himself into the situation as well, and Evil Dragon not giving up on this championship yet, fighting with the Peugeots, and Adam's come in very strong there. Is he going to go off? He stopped the car somehow, some way, and Saint Dash wants to make his way through. Adam losing a lot of position there on those hard tyres. Evil Dragon up to 6th now, getting on with the business of getting on, as Warwick in 5th, doing a fabulous job for the Honda team. McEwen in 4th, Gaz Monkey in 3rd, Groot in 2nd as they're on their penultimate lap, and E. Graham out there in the lead, doing a superb piece of work for the Mondeo team. Groot in 2nd, Gaz Monkey in 3rd, McEwen, Warwick, Dash, and then we've got Evil Dragon just ahead of the Adam. Adam on those hard tyres, Evil Dragon on the mediums. Evil Dragon trying to get a toe off of the other Peugeot to elevate himself up another position, but Adam has other thoughts about that. Stuck here in 8th place at the moment, sat on board with Adam, as we are up Evil Dragon's chuff with Saint Dash just ahead of us. Can see how tight the racing is out there, how close they get, and oh, Adam's going to send it. Absolutely saw his intentions from the off there, but he's lost a little bit of I don't know, we were in the car, we didn't see what happened, but Adam looked like he got a little squirrel on, and Evil Dragon maintains 7th place. Saint Dash trying to fight with Warwick here for 5th place here, the Peugeot trying to get up the order of things. Gaz Monkey at the moment unable to close in on the Groot, and Groot is a lot closer to E. Graham. E. Graham must have made a small mistake in that lap, because Groot is coming into the final lap with a belly full of fire and ready to do battle against the Graham. Graham cannot make a mistake here, or he is going to be punished by the Groot. Gaz Monkey in that final podium position, and Gaz Monkey finding a hell of a time in his lap time there, 38.9, and we haven't seen anyone in the 38, so Gaz Monkey absolutely flying as E. Graham leads, and the cameraman's gone, he went for a fag. E. Graham then leads from Groot, and Gaz Monkey in 3rd. We've got McEwen in 4th. We've got Warwick in 5th ahead of Evil Dragon, but Evil Dragon's coming through. Can he get up that position into 5th place? He temporarily has, but he's way off the track now, and Warwick then moves up and back into 5th. Adam, Saint Dash, and Evil Dragon back there in 8th place ahead of Ghost of Leon, JW in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th. But E. Graham then leads the way against Groot. Groot very close, and looking to try and get a move in at this final corner. This is the last chance saloon, and it's just a drive up the hill then to the flag, and it looks like E. Graham is going to claim all the spoils, unless Gaz Monkey has got a surprise on those soft tyres. But it looks like it's E. Graham all the way, ladies and gentlemen, for the win in the Mondeo. But the top 3 are bumper to bumper as they go towards the line, and it's E. Graham that takes the win ahead of Groot and Gaz Monkey in 3rd. Then we have our champion 4th, and Warwick ahead of Adam there in 5th place in the Honda. Great drive for the Honda. There was a lot of drama in the mid-pack there. Lots going on with Evil Dragon. And that's Warwick then going for 5th against Adam in 6th, Dash in 7th, Evil Dragon in 8th, Ghost of Leon in 9th, with JW coming home in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th, making his way up the hill. All right, now, what a race, ladies and gentlemen. What a round. And then they're going to reset and go again for another 12 laps here at Brazil. So E. Graham takes the spoils from round 19, ladies and gentlemen, with Groot very close in 2nd place, Gaz Monkey in 3rd. Is that enough points for Groot? McEwen in 4th, Warwick in 5th, Adam in 6th, St. Dash in 7th, and Evil Dragon all the way down in... Where is his car? He's invisible. There he is. Evil up into a a fighting chance for second place in the championship. Ghost of Leon in 9th in the Vectra, ahead of the Volvo of JW in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th, and no Williams to try and maintain their second place in the championship. Right then, on to round 20, ladies and gentlemen. Is that going to be as thrilling, as spilling as the one we've just had? Bear with me as I go circumnavigate a shed load of, what's that? A shed load of menus to get you, look at this. How many times? Here we go. So as the race loads in, race 2, ladies and gentlemen, we prepare ourselves for another high adrenaline battle round into Lagos. Let me get all the information. How could you watch without the information? So E. Graham starting on pole with hard tyres. Oh, so E. Graham's opting to use his hard tyres this round. The Groot also opting for those hard tyres. Gaz Monkey back onto a set of mediums. McEwen on mediums with Wadwick on a set of softs. So Roderick has decided this is the race to start on soft tyres. Adam on mediums with St. Dash going medium. Evil Dragon on the mediums. Ghost of Leon on the mediums. JW on the mediums, and the Hoods on mediums, which means we're going to have a lot of pro sim racers on hard tyres in the final round. So as the lights go off, we are racing here for pride and points. Groot needing to get maximum out of this race against the Graham. And they are both on those hard tyres, with Gaz Monkey on a set of mediums and McEwen also on a set of mediums, trying to get short work of Gaz Monkey, getting himself up into third. He can get a win here, he feels, against the two leaders. Groot leads at the moment ahead of E. Graham. And Groot then he had the inside line and he's claimed the corner as E. Graham finds himself way off the track. McEwen then up and into third place. McEwen up to second, and E. Graham slipping to third there on those hard tyres. Wadwick on the softs, he's up to third now as well. He's got himself past E. Graham. Everyone's overtaking E. Graham on the hard tyres, and E. Graham struggling with those tyres. He had that small off. He's probably got dirty tyres. He can't stay on the track now, and Gaz Monkey also making the moves. And it's the two Nissans then out there in the lead, but Wadwick, did he get a bit? No, sorry, it was just the angle. I thought Wadwick had a tap from Adam, but no, Wadwick, he was just turning the corner. Wadwick on those soft tyres, looking to get a win here, ladies and gentlemen. He's got McEwen, the champion, ahead of him, and Groot fighting for the second in the championship and doing a superb job. He really has brought his game, to these final rounds. And McEwen then in second, with Wadwick in third. Adam in fourth ahead of Evil Dragon, and the Evil Dragon can feel that third or second place in the championship slipping away from him. Well, third. He's going to end up third because I don't think Jokerman here is scoring any points. So I imagine Groot and Evil Dragon will go past Jokerman in the championship, but Evil Dragon wanted to get that second place, had an opportunity to get second overall, but at the moment Groot is absolutely slapping. And McEwen being his tail gunner. Wadwick trying to find a way past, and both Nissans are way off the roads, and that usually really slows you down, but it doesn't seem to have affected the Groot or McEwen there. Groot on the hard tyres, remember, out there in the lead. And is McEwen manipulating the pack? Is he just holding them back a little bit? Oh, he just got punterinoed into another dimension. I'll take you into another dimension. Pay close attention. And I don't know, was that Wadwick? So Groot then out in the lead, Wadwick up and into second place, Adam in third, with Evil Dragon now in fourth, McEwen in fifth, feeling like he has a sore derriere after someone spanked him. JW in 6th with E. Graham in 7th. E. Graham's race just dropped away on that first lap, didn't it? And he's not being able to get back into this race. Dash is in 8th with Ghost of Leon 9th. Gaz Monkey in 10th. Gaz Monkey's dropped a lot as well. And the Hoods in 11th. The fastest laps are flicking up at the moment, and Adam is on a push, ladies and gentlemen, and moving up and into 2nd place in the Peugeot. Warwick then down into 3rd with those soft tyres. I'm sure it's only temporary, and he'll be back against the Peugeot pretty soon in his Honda. Evil Dragon in 4th place, watching that battle up ahead, and the person who he would rather not be in the lead is in the lead at the moment, and he'll be praying that Groot has a huge off like that. That's bad. That's bad stuff from Groot. I have heard before the race that the stewards will be looking at any off-road activity there. If all 4 wheels go on the green stuff, they're going to get a punishment. So Adam then going for the move on the Groot, and Adam then up and into the lead, and Warwick trying to cheeky follow through. And Groot then is hanging out to dry, and he's slipping down into 3rd as Warwick displays his lovely soft tyres and flexes as he gets himself past the Groot. Adam out there in the lead, Warwick in 2nd, and Warwick fancying the full win in the Honda here, with Groot in 3rd against his nemesis Evil Dragon in 4th. Then we have McEwen in 5th with JW in 6th. E. Graham down in 7th against the Dash in 8th. Gaz Monkey in 9th. He's got himself ahead of Ghost of Leon there as Hoods in 11th. But Adam out there in the lead in ahead of the Honda, and Evil Dragon getting the move done on Groot, but it might be a little too late as he lost a shed load of points in that first race against the Groot. But you never say never. You don't know. You don't never not know. So Adam out in the lead with Warwick chasing, Evil Dragon and the Groot doing battle for 2nd in the championship at the moment, and Evil Dragon giving a lot of points away in round 19, looking to make up for that here in round 20 as we fastly come to the end of this series. And what a series it has been as well. That has been won the whole shebang by that man there, McEwen. Great driving and precision has gained him this championship, ladies and gentlemen. Groot there in 4th as he watches Evil Dragon, Adam, and Warwick. Warwick goes for the lead. He's off the track though. He's going to have mucky tyres, ladies and gents. Mucky tyres as him and the Peugeot get very close together, and Evil Dragon sees an opportunity to take a win there. He thinks those two are racing pretty hard. No, not that button. That button. He feels that he could probably get a win here with Adam all up in Warwick's business, but Warwick is on those soft tyres and claiming the spoils for it. It's just coming to the end of lap 4, starting lap 5 here in our 2nd race of the meeting, and Warwick at the moment is in control, but Adam having a sniff and a whiff up the inside, but nothing doing there. We're on board with Evil Dragon as he sets battle with I say Groot, but that's McEwen. That's McEwen who's just slipped one by Evil Dragon, and Groot then on the tail of Evil Dragon. I imagine Groot feels as long as he finishes on the bumper of Evil Dragon cannot score enough points to usurp him for his position in the championship. Warwick leads. Come on, cameraman. Warwick leads from Adam, but Adam is really up and in his rear derriere. He's having a look through the boot of that Honda, and he's looking up the inside. Nothing happening there. So Roderick under pressure at the moment. He's under the cosh as Adam really puts the full force of that Peugeot into action up against Warwick. Then we've got McEwen, our champion, in 3rd ahead of Evil Dragon. Now Evil Dragon, that's a very dangerous place to be as he is fighting McEwen's teammate Groot, and McEwen could manipulate the race So manipulated, man. So manipulated. And I don't know if Evil Dragon got caught out with a break in there. It looked a little odd against McEwen and Evil Dragon, and that's helped Groot through. So McEwen. Now McEwen going for the wins, ladies and gentlemen. He's helped his teammate out. There's nothing more he can do there. And Groot up and into fourth as McEwen goes to work on the two guys ahead. Adam goes for the lead and gains it. He's gone. He's done. He's up there. But Warwick on those soft tyres, better grip through the corners. He's coming back at Adam, and all the time McEwen, the champion, is in amongst it. Fastest man on track at the moment, McEwen, alongside Warwick as they get into the braking zone. And it's McEwen then up and into second, and Roderick slipping down into third. No, he's up into the lead, ladies and gentlemen. He got a twofer in that corner. Superb stuff. Adam must have made a mistake, and now Adam and Roderick are fender bending each other. And Roderick then up and into second. Adam slipping down into third. From the lead to third in just two corners is pretty impressive. Groot ahead of Evil Dragon, and Evil Dragon has JW all up in his area. E. Graham in seventh with the dash in eighth against Gaz Monkey in ninth. Ghost of Leon in 10th, and we've got the Hoods in 11th. But it's McEwen looking to take all the spoils in this second round. Oh, Adam's got a right squirrel on. Unbelievable stuff. He wrestled the Peugeot back from the very edge. And what a fine job he'd done as well, because he's still going and he's still in third place. And Groot must have thought, this is it. This is it. That's third place. But Adam somehow wrestling the Peugeot back under control and staying in third, but that gives Warwick a little bit of a breathing space as we start lap 7 here, over halfway. And Evil Dragon making a move on the Groot there. Evil Dragon up and into fourth place. But still, I think, nearly contact between Groot and Evil Dragon, and that's put Groot back up and into fourth, with Evil Dragon now having to deal with the Volvo behind him. The Volvo driving off the road to try and get by Evil Dragon. It's all about the late break into this corner. JW gets his nose slightly ahead of Evil Dragon, and Groot again looking very dangerously off the track, as stewards are going to be wanting to talk to him by the end of this. McEwen then in the lead, as we've seen many a times this season. Warwick setting chase with Adam in third. We've got Groot in fourth ahead of Evil Dragon in fifth, with JW in sixth. E. Graham closing in on them, but he's on those hard tyres, remember, and he's ahead of STD Ash at the moment, with Gaz Monkey in ninth, Ghost of Leon in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th. That sound was me disposing of the hot brew, ladies and gents. What an absolute divine drink that was. McEwen leads from Warwick, and Adam there in third place. We've got Groot in fourth, with Evil Dragon right up and in his busyness at the moment. JW in sixth. But it's this battle between Evil Dragon and Groot that seems like it is action-packed. It is TNT. It's a tinderbox ready to explode, ladies and gentlemen, as JW then sits behind that battle. But Groot at the moment got through those corners rather swiftly, and Evil Dragon side by side from the dueling Tenzas for second in the championship. And just enough room there for Evil Dragon to maneuver, and he maneuvers absolutely sweetly around and into fourth place. And Groot losing a position to JW. JW getting involved, rolling up his sleeves and saying, right, this championship's not over yet, sir. Adam in third, and Warwick in second, as our champion disappears into the distance here in Brazil. And yes, doing a beautiful job for Nissan. Roderick in second in the Honda. Honda can't believe it. What a great race for them. And Adam in the Peugeot in third. Evil Dragon fourth, ahead of JW, and Groot losing positions, but it's not enough, I don't think, for Evil Dragon after, what was it, Groot took the win in the first race, did he? No, E. Graham, no, yeah, E. Graham took the win, but Groot finished in second place, with Evil Dragon finishing down in seventh or something. Look, I haven't got a photographic memory, I can't remember what I said 2 seconds ago, so don't expect me to remember results from the first race. McEwen then out there in the lead, doing a superb job. Warwick in second, Adam in third. These guys have spaced themselves out. They've gone back to 2020 when we all had to give each other space. At least 2 meters, wasn't it? Evil Dragon in fourth, Groot in fifth. And JW has lost out there. JW was in amongst that battle, and that's good for Groot, bad for Evil Dragon. He would rather JW get in there with the Groot. E. Graham trying to come back in this race on those hard tyres. Gaz Monkey in eighth, just ahead of STD Ash. And Gaz Monkey better watch out with STD Dash that close behind. He might end up being STD Gaz Monkey. Ghost of Leon in 10th in the Vectra, ahead of his teammate Huds in 11th. McEwen leads with Warwick in second and Adam in third. Evil Dragon and his battle with the Groot seems to be settling down now. Remember, Groot on those hard tyres, so he's done an absolutely superb job staying with the Evil Dragon so far in this race, but now Evil Dragon's got a bit of clean air ahead of him, and no one jumping up the side of him in the corners. He can get into a rhythm and get on with the business of trying to get second in the championship. Adam out in third on the mediums, with Warwick on softs in second, with McEwen out there on the mediums in the lead. Superb stuff again from our boy McEwen. Rodwick in second, Adam third. Evil Dragon still oh no, JW's got himself ahead of the Groot, but I think it's okay. I think the amount of points Groot scored in the round just before sets him up to lose a couple for Evil Dragon. And McEwen then lap 10, 2 more laps to go in this race, and Evil Dragon everything to play for, but he's miles off the track. I'm surprised he didn't get replaced. And JW then closes in on Evil Dragon, and Evil Dragon will have an element of dirt on his tyres, but he is maintaining that fourth place against the Volvo. The Volvo really does want to get up and in the business of the Mondeo, with Groot just waited for his moment. And now Evil Dragon looks like he's made a mistake. He's gone wide, and now JW through, and so is Groot. But Evil Dragon there on the inside of the Groot, just slipping one in. And again, what a beautiful move from Evil Dragon, jumping both cars. So JW must have made some sort of mistake as he slipped down into 6th place. Behind them, we've got Gaz Monkey, E. Graham, and St. Dash. St. Dash right up the rear derriere of E. Graham. STD Dash looking to get a move on Graham. STD Ash, yeah, I said that. I thought I said STD Dash, but I did not. Evil Dragon and Groot still going at it, ladies and gentlemen. The stamina is unreal as JW, sorry, wants to get involved in this battle, and the top 3 seem to have settled down into their rhythm as the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th rages on. 3 wide, coming down into the 3rd corner, and it's JW, claims all, but he makes the track. Beautiful stuff from the Volvo driver there, and can he maintain? He's got a lap and a half to try and hold on to that 4th place from Evil Dragon, and the Groot in 6th. Gaz Monkey closing in. It's dangerous. Lee Graham in 8th, with the Dash in 9th. Goes to Leon 10th. The Vectra's not lighting up at Brazil, it seems. McEwen still with a close company with Warwick who's on those soft tyres. He's going faster than he's ever gone before. And McEwen's having to cling on to this lead at the moment, ahead of Warwick. Adam dropping off from those guys in third. JW in fourth, ahead of Evil Dragon and the Groot in sixth. And Gaz Monkey is getting involved now. Maybe Mondeo have given the Volvos a bit of money and said try and get between the Mondeo and the Nissan here. And Gaz Monkey, he said mission received and understood. He's looking for a move against the Groot, but Groot holding on. We're on the final lap of this second race, and the Attenzers, ladies and gentlemen, only have one more race left in them. One race and one lap. JW trying to keep Evil Dragon at bay. Evil Dragon trying to find space up the inside. JW sitting in the middle of the road into the braking zone, and Evil Dragon does want to put a Volvo between himself and the Groot, but is unable to do so at the moment. And JW maintains that fourth place ahead of Evil Dragon. And you've got to say, Groot, although in sixth, he has done a superb job keeping up with the guys. He's on hard tyres. Right then, out there in the lead, we've got McEwen ahead of Warwick. And Warwick is the fastest. I'm sorry for the sniffles. I don't know what's going on. So McEwen leading. JW, Evil Dragon, Groot, and Gaz Monkey looking to make a move before the end of this race. And E. Graham getting very close as well, as St. Dash in ninth, ahead of Ghost of Leon and the Hoods. Hey, the Hoods coming into the action here and fighting his teammate. McEwen comes up towards the line to take a umpteenth win this season. Great drive from our champion ahead of Warwick in the Honda. What a great drive from Warwick. And Adam brings the Peugeot home in third spot. Great driving there from all. JW maintains ahead of Evil Dragon for that fourth place. Evil Dragon in fifth, Groot in sixth, Gaz in seventh, E. Graham in eighth, St. Dash in ninth. Ghost of Leon just about staying ahead of St. Dash Hood, sorry. So Ghost of Leon, I don't know what's going on with my nose. It must have been all that coke. Oh my. So Ghost of Leon comes up and towards the line, as if I can afford that stuff. No, Ghost of Leon. Oh, what's going on there? Ghost of Leon and Hoods having a bit of fun for the final round, I think. So, all right. I am going to do a run through, then I'll mute, and then we'll have a good blow of the hooter, and then, but I'll mute it, don't you worry. You're not going to have to listen to the full blow of me trying to de-snot my nose. So McEwen took the win. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. My God. Good grief, Charlie Brown. What happened? Ugh. So McEwen then, he took the win ahead of Warwick with Adam in third. JW in fourth with Evil Dragon bringing it home fifth ahead of his nemesis Groot. But I think the damage is already done from the first race this round. Gaz Monkey in seventh, E. Graham in eighth, St. Dash in ninth, Ghost of Leon in 10th, with the Hoods finishing in 11th. Great racing from all. So we will get on with the final race, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that didn't help, did it? I blew, but oh, maybe it's cleared it a little. Jesus. It's a very religious stream today. I've said God and Jesus, and I don't usually like to bring them into the agenda. They've got enough of a platform. They don't need me to spread their word. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look through our grid. It's a reverse grid. Huds is on pole position and obviously hasn't used a soft set of tyres yet this season and has opted today is the day for his soft tyres. Ghost of Leon, I do apologise. Just think I'm just, snorting or something. Just imagine me like a Colombian drug ringleader, and I've just got lines of stuff on my table, and every time you hear a sniff, that's just me taking a hit. So Ghost of Leon in second with STD Ash in third, E. Graham in fourth, Gaz Monkey in fifth, Groot in sixth, Evil Dragon in seventh. Oh, I'm meant to be looking at the tyres, sorry. God, my nose has really distracted me, ladies and gents. So Huds on those soft tyres. Ghost of Leon also opting to use the soft tyres. The Dash on hard tyres, ladies and gentlemen. STD Ash starting in third with a set of hards on. Graham also starting on the starts fourth on mediums with Gaz Monkey on mediums. Groot on mediums, Evil Dragon now having to use the hard tyre, JW starting on the mediums, Adam starting on the mediums, Wadwick starting on the mediums, and McEwen starting on the mediums. So I was wrong, not half the field are going to be on hards. I suppose Ghost of Leon and Huds, instead of using hards, have gone for the softs. And so it's just St. Dash, and Evil Dragon using those hard tyres. So without further delay, oh my God, it feels like I shouldn't rush into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me have another mute and every blow seems to make it worse, I think. My gosh. Oh, for freak's sake. Right, anyway, don't worry about me and my illness. Maybe I'm coming down with something. Let's get on with the racing, ladies and gentlemen. So Huds on pole, soft tyres against his teammate Ghost of Leon. These two should disappear into the distance now. The Vectras on an absolute fling. But the Dash there making short shift work of Ghost of Leon, but no, Ghost of Leon maintains as we see the Vectras go up against each other in the lead, and Ghost of Leon takes the lead ahead of Huds as the Dash there in third. He's on those hard tyres though, so E. Graham should come through. He's hoping to anyway as they come down the short straight. E. Graham finds Groot on his outside there. So the Dash up against the Huds, and the Dash comes through as Ghost of Leon goes and disappears into a foggy distance here at Interlagos. Huds swinging around in third and fourth as E. Graham tries to get the move done, pinched ahead, but Groot's in that action as well, up and into third now. Groot giving STD Ash a lot to think about, and Huds in fourth just behind him. Adam in fifth. Then we've got E. Graham fighting with Wadwick trying to get through the crowd. STD Dash moving ahead of the Huds. Groot in second with Ghost of Leon just disappearing into the distance. And they only ever remember your last race. And Ghost of Leon is trying to go out of this season with a huge bang. Groot in second with STD Ash in third. Adam in fourth. We've got the Huds in fifth. E. Graham in sixth. We've got Wadwick in seventh. Evil Dragon down in eighth. That's no good for him in the championship battle. Gaz Monkey in ninth. McEwen, our champion. Oh my. Someone made someone was busy between races, wasn't they? Getting the wrap on their car. My lord, isn't that shiny? So the Volvos do battle, JW and the Gaz Monkey together on track. Ghost of Leon still leading as Gaz Monkey tries to get the move done on his teammate, and beautiful stuff there from the pair of the Volvos. Oh no, that was JW got the move done, sorry, not Gaz Monkey. So JW And McEwen mixing it up in the new golden Nissan. Ghost of Leon in first with Groot in second. Groot should have done his brown, shouldn't he? Bronze, I mean. STD Ash in third with Adam in fourth. Wadwick in fifth with E. Graham in sixth. The Hoods in amongst it. Remember, he's on them soft tyres. He'll have a little advantage in those hairpins. And Hoods then trying to maintain. Evil Dragon in eighth, but Evil Dragon's got a lot of business happening behind him. McEwen in ninth. McEwen looking up the inside of the Dragon. Ooh, that's sweet. Sweet move there from McEwen on the Dragon. And JW and Gaz Monkey entertaining us from behind. That's what she said. Entertain me from behind, sir. And yeah, no, I'm married. That doesn't happen to me. Ghost of Leon in the first with Groot in second. Groot fighting. He's caught up with Ghost of Leon. Ghost of Leon was absolutely slinging Vectra just now. And now the Groot is into the action. Adam in third. STD Ash in fourth with Wadwick in fifth. We've got E. Graham in sixth. And McEwen making his way up to seventh now. Our Championo is showing what he is made of. Evil Dragon in ninth, but the Hoods got through. Everyone's off the road. Evil Dragon's going for a very big detour, and he's going to... Oh, no, he didn't. How come in the first race they replaced him on track? Maybe there was a setting wrong, and they've taken that setting away. So Gaz Monkey then in eighth. That Volvo inter-team battlage is continuing on, and Hoods on the soft tyres, slipping down to the rear derriere, and it looks like Evil Dragon has clocked out on those hard tyres. Groot leads. Ghost of Leon in second. Adam in third. And if Adam was here for the whole series, would we be calling McEwen the champion? Same with E. Graham as well. I think we were robbed of a championship battle. Oh, Groot has absolutely sent it. Sent it to another realm. I'll take you to another dimension. Just pay close attention. Oh, that was nothing. Absolutely nothing. And there you go, Groot. Bang. That just seemed a little over the top there, Kaz. I think one of your programmers got a little carried away with themselves. So Ghost of Leon then out there in the lead with Adam in second, E. Graham in third, Wadwick in fourth, and McEwen then up to fifth. So where's the Groot? Dash in sixth, Gaz Monkey in seventh, Groot in eighth. Importantly, ahead of Evil Dragon. So Groot, not even the hard tyres, he was just sending it hard. Hoods in 10th. Ghost of Leon out in the lead again, being chased by the first of us, Adam. Don't eat the apple, Adam. Say no. She asks you to do something, just say no. E. Graham then in third with Wadwick in fourth in the Honda. Wadwick having a great race in the second race of this meeting, and McEwen all up and about his rear derriere as they both go off the road. And the rules be done with you on this last race. It is just all about hard on racing. The Dash then trying to find a way past Gaz Monkey. Gaz Monkey doing a great job at the moment in sixth place. JW in eighth ahead of the Groot in this final action-packed race. It is all happening. Evil Dragon in 10th. We feel that he's already lost that championship position, and I think Groot is going to finish second in the championship, and Hoods in 11th. Then we've got Ghost of Leon, the other Vectra, out there in the lead, but there's a lot of laps to do, and can Ghost of Leon maintain ahead of such a powerhouse that is Adam? E. Graham doing a little off-roading with his Mondeo, and McEwen closing in. McEwen coming from the very back of the grid and making his way up and into a podium position. Unbelievable. Graham then down into fourth, Wadwick in fifth with the Gaz Monkey in sixth, Saint Dash in seventh. Looking at the rear derriere of the Gaz. No, there isn't enough room. Groot goes for a fight with JW, and JW says, no, I shall not yield. Oh, yes, he will, because Groot's ahead of him. So Groot on the move in 8th, JW in 9th, ahead of Evil Dragon, who's on those hard tyres and struggling with the cloud cover, the track being cool. You can see that the hard tyres being heavily affected in this third race, and the hoods on softs in 11th. But it's Ghost of Leon at the moment off the road on a straight bit of road. I don't understand. I think he was looking at his sat nav. And Adam goes into the lead. Adam into the lead as Ghost of Leon was either changing the radio, maybe it was a song he didn't like, or he was looking at his sat-nav, but he was definitely not looking at the road, because on a straight bit of road, he was off the road. He was on the grass. So Adam then leads this race. We've seen Adam win a race already this season. Can he add to it? Can he double it? Ghost of Leon in second, McEwen up and into a podium position with E. Graham in fourth, Warwick in fifth with Gaz Monkey in sixth. Gaz Monkey trying to break into the top 5 here with St. Dash in seventh, Groot in eighth, JW in ninth, Evil Dragon in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th. The Hoods, just a small mistake, has put him right on the back foot as the Peugeot driver of Adam crossing the line to get to the halfway mark in this very final race. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure calling these races for the Full Throttle Racing Consortium, and I look forward to what they've got in store next season as they put the Atenza to bed and bring out the Renault Megane and start doing the hot hatch era of touring cars. Ghost of Leon then in second, which I'm not going to know nothing about. At least I recognise these cars. I followed touring cars in this time and era, but then when they just gave driver, it became less professional, should we say. They started messing around with weight ballast and I don't know, they were trying to make the racing interesting, but it just wasn't. It's false. So I haven't followed it. So I won't recognise the cars, the liveries, but apparently they are looking lit, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have followed British touring cars in the last 10 years, you will recognise some of the liveries these guys are going to be putting out there in the next series. Don't ask me when. I don't know what sort of break they take. And I have changed internet provider. I was so mad last Friday night, or the Friday night this was meant to go out live. We got through qualifying and everything just stopped because Virgin are absolutely... They're rip-off people. It's 70 quid a month, right? I pay for Virgin. I'm in the middle package, so I get... Because I've got 2 teenagers that just watch Corn on their PCs all day. So goes to Leon under pressure from E. Graham. So I need a bigger bandwidth so I don't drop out. And for some reason, Virgin cannot just maintain a little bit for me. So I'm moving to a new internet provider, so things could get very bad. But it's only £25 a month, so woohoo, I'm saving money. That's more of that dust for me and my nasal cavity. Adam then, I don't do it, I promise. I'm just joking about it. I've got a very sensitive nose. I can't snort anything up it, I promise you. So Adam then in the lead with McEwen in second. McEwen wants to go out on a high, and Adam says no, sir. You choke on the apple because I'm going to take the win. And McEwen in second with E. Graham also getting involved. Great racing up at the top here, ladies and gentlemen. Adam slightly off the road, but still maintaining the lead. We're on lap 7 of 12. There's still plenty to go. And these guys may have peaked too soon. You know what I'm saying? Because Ghost of Leon there on the soft tyres is biding his time. Gaz Monkey in 5th place. Groot in 6th. Ahead of Warwick, JW, St. Dash and Evil Dragon all the way down into 10th. But he's on those hard tyres. And I do think the hard tyres are being more affected in this race by the cooler weather than they have done previously. Adam out there in the lead against the champion. And E. Graham there sitting in 3rd, fastest man on track. And McEwen having a look at Adam. And Adam, a seasoned pro sim racer. He knows that move. He knows he just has to keep his car. Oh no! Adam off the road. Adam off the road, and McEwen not able to get through. I think McEwen may have. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But McEwen, I'm thinking, may have lifted to let Adam maintain position. It may have been very close between the pair of them there into the corner. And Adam then does look like he's in second now as McEwen tries to go the long way round the corner, but it doesn't work for him, and Adam's still in the lead. E. Graham trying to implement himself into the situation, and we have a three-way battle for the lead here as McEwen looks up the inside in the hairpins, and that's McEwen back in the lead, as we have seen many times this season, ladies and gentlemen. Adam in second, E. Graham in third, lurking, ladies and gentlemen, lurking to get some moves done. Ghost of Leon in fourth, ahead of Gaz Monkey and the Groot. Oh no, Ghost of Leon on those soft tyres, under pressure from Gaz Monkey. But again, I don't think the tyres are making much of an impact in this race, what with the cooler weather. Oh, someone's had a huge off. It's our man Waterwick, after his podium, is now hitting into walls and such what, and letting Evil Dragon and Saint Dash close in on him. So Waterwick now under pressure from Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon's made his way through, and so has Saint Dash, STD Ash. There's movement up here. Adam slipped, and it's McEwen in the lead, and E. Graham in second place, with Adam now down and into third in that podium position. Gaz Monkey in fourth with Ghost of Leon. So Gaz Monkey, did he move ahead of Ghost of Leon? He may have done. And Groot's looking to get the move done as well on the Vectra. And I think Ghost of Leon may have made a small mistake on that last lap and has left himself wide open for Gaz Monkey and for Groot to try and implement themselves in his life. JW in seventh, Evil Dragon now up to eighth, ahead of Warwick and STD Ash, and the Hood's just having a nice cruise, man. He's just enjoying himself. He's enjoying the sights of Brazil. McEwen then, lap 9 of 12, 3 more laps in the Atenza, and then it goes into a retirement, ladies and gents, as we see the fancy paintwork of McEwen celebrating his championship in this final race of the season. And it's McEwen leads from E. Graham, who's the fastest man on track, ahead of Adam, whom is the first of us. Gaz Monkey in fourth, with the Groot in fifth. And Ghost of Leon there sixth, ahead of JW Talks M Sport. Now I wonder if JW talks about motorsport, or if JW just talks about Burt Motors. Warwick in eighth, with STD Ash or Saint Dash. But I think down in ninth, we'll call him STD Ash at the moment. Evil Dragon in 10th. Evil Dragon on those hard tyres. He did get ahead of those guys, but I just think the hard tyres just not working here in this final race. And the Hoods on soft tyres in 11th. But it's this man here who has had all the action all season long. It's a long campaign, and McEwen, without putting a foot wrong, has absolutely slapped, ladies and gentlemen. He's cooked all season, and he has reaped the benefits of that with many wins, many podiums, and a championship winning drive. E. Graham in second place, ahead of Adam, but these guys have spaced themselves out now with only 2 more laps to go after this one. Gaz Monkey, a 140.4 from him, with Groot a 40.6. So Groot not quite closing in on Gaz at the moment. Ghost of Leon on those soft tyres, slipping back, and it's not what he was hoping for or wanting, as JW closes in and is moving himself into a position for the kill. Warwick in 8th, with the Dash in 9th. So Evil Dragon in 10th, and the Hoods in 11th, giving it some big welly off the road. Lap 11 now, 2 more laps to go, and McEwen leading the way with E. Graham setting chase, but McEwen a 39.9, E. Graham a 40.0. It's tight, but it's not close enough. Adam in third, Groot up to fourth, he's got the move done on the Gaz Monkey, and Groot now up and into fourth place, and putting a huge chasm between himself and, well, Jokerman's not even here, and Evil Dragon is sitting at the rear derriere of the pack. So Groot picking up a huge amount of points in this final race. Gaz Monkey in fifth, with Ghost of Leon and JW all up and about their business. Wadwick in eighth, with the Dash in ninth, and Evil Dragon is, oh no, we've lost the Hoods. The Hoods has bailed. I think I remember seeing something about his internet cut out, I think. Same as mine. If you're with Virgin, you might want to try Tube. I don't know yet. I'm not saying Tube is any better because I haven't tried them, but I've had enough of Virgin. They are bank robbers. They wear masks when they come round, and they put the, you know, when they come round and install your stuff, because they're robbing bastards. So McEwen then heading over the line for his final lap. He goes faster. No, I was going to say he goes faster than anyone, but E. Graham backs that one up with a 0.3 quicker lap. And E. Graham really is thinking about trying to get that win done, but the gap between himself and McEwen is at least 4 or 5 car lengths, and that's a big deficit to make up against someone who's as fast as the McEwen. Adam in third, staying ahead of the Groot in fourth, and Gaz Monkey and Ghost of Leon trying to come back at the Monkey, and Gaz Monkey then down in sixth, and Ghost of Leon does it. Superb stuff. Oh, his sex is on fire. And Gaz Monkey in sixth, with JW in seventh, and STD Ash in eighth. He's got himself ahead of Warwick and Evil Dragon right there in the action as we make our way round on this final lap. And there is still battlage to do here as Evil Dragon having a look at the Honda. McEwen looks safe at the moment from his Mondeo there in second, and Adam a little too far behind them to make any action happening. But McEwen now up the hill for one final time in this championship, in this car. It's McEwen, ladies and gentlemen, just enjoying, reveling, should we say, as champion in the Tenza as he heads towards the line. Superb drive there all season long for the McEwen. Well win. E. Graham there in second, great drive, and Adam rounding out the podium with a spin. Groot in fourth, Ghost of Leon fifth, Gaz Monkey sixth, JW in seventh. Wadwick ahead of Saint Dash, and Wadwick looking for that eighth place, and he gets it. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic championship we've had here on our usual live Friday nights, but not live today because Virgin Media suck incredibly big balls. McEwen takes the win ahead of E. Graham with the Adam in third. Groot in fourth, with Ghost of Leon in fifth. Gaz Monkey in sixth, with JW in seventh. Warwick in eighth. Saint Dash in ninth. And the Evil Dragon coming home in 10th. But it's that man there that took all the spoils all season. Great drive from our boy McEwen. Superb. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Full Throttle Racing Touring Cars Association 1998 season in the can. And don't forget, if any of this has upset you, if any of this has hurt your feelings and things I've said, please unsubscribe and please dislike. I like it. So I'm trying to go opposite to everyone. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe and like, because that's so gay. No, nothing wrong with being gay, but it's just terrible. I hate YouTubers. I really do. I don't want to be one. So please unsubscribe and dislike the stream. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much. I had a great time. I had a superb time, ladies and gentlemen, this season. I'm finding it hard to wrap it up. I don't know what to say to you guys. They will be back. Full Throttle Racing will be back, like I said, in the rhythm again, in some new threads, ladies and gents. And we look forward to it. I'm sure we're going to see Halfords livery. That's more modern, isn't it? BTCC. The orange Halfords, one they Honda Civics or something. And what else will we see? Ginsters, Rocket. Yeah, we're going to see some interesting liveries coming up. I love a good livery, me. And some great racing. These guys having to get attuned to a new vehicle, which is going to be beautiful. I was your commentator, Liz Anya. Thank you for joining me here at the Full Throttle Racing Thingamajig Racing channel. Nothing more to say except for salute to you, Mr. McEwen. Great drive. Group grabbed himself, I'm sure, second place in the championship in the end. So the Nissan team came out absolutely smelling of roses. Great stuff from Nissan. Thank you if you did watch this, and a big thank you to all the admin of Full Throttle Racing, our pro sim racers, and all of you guys that watch and participate in the streams. I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll try and get some streams done this weekend. I'm so far behind that I've now given up. I've given up worrying about it. I was stressed for 2 weekends trying to clamber to get these streams out, but it's a force, ladies. It's a force. There's nothing I can do. I can only do what I can do. I did 6 streams one weekend, and I literally blew my voice out, so I can't do that. I can't do 6 streams in a weekend, so I can only do what I can do. If you guys are out there waiting for your race to appear, it will appear eventually, and I do apologise. I am just but one man, and there's not much, I'm not supersonic, I'm afraid. I'm less than supersonic. I'm below average, and yeah, I can only do what I can do. But this one's in the can, so we don't have to worry about that for a week or 2. Giving space for me to get some other replays done. Again, thank you for joining me here at Thingamajig Racing Channel. I will see you soon. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.